Before this live stream begins, I would like to tell you that no drama, no making copyright, do not make fun at me, and do not troll me on purpose, and do not make any offensive things on me, and don't fret on me. Only at 6 people only, and please do not spam at my stream. Okay, so that's it. So let's get started that stream, shall we? And we are live again. Right. Hello there, everyone. My name is Petey, and you know right about that me. And yes, today we are talking about something great of that locomotives. Yeah, that will be the A2 class from the Victorian Railways. I definitely do not know because these locomotives are local fashion, right? Well, yes. Rosalina, there you are. You better take a look at this locomotive about that engine. Because this is an A2 class. And this is Gabriel's basis. And yeah, so it has a 4 pilot wheels, 6 driving wheels, and no training wheels. It comes as a 460 that the name 10-wheeler. In fact, when I look at this, it's looking strange thing. I mean, look at the boiler. Seems like an like a British looking, and the footplate is just like an American style or Canadian style, etc., etc., etc. And look at the tender. It's and it has a 2 ways. That's like a style from the Americas and the Asian ones and the European ones styles. But you know, it's a good locomotive, but the engine produces coal. It can burn coal like anyone else's. So, how do they do that? Well, the A2 class marks the turning point for the Victorian Railway's locomotive designs. So, the VR engineers had newly established a locomotive design building hires at the Victorian Railway workshops. How many existed? Well, 125, 185 were built between 19 only 185 were built between 1907 and 1915. And that was there were built thousands of them. 185. They were being built by Newport workshops. But not only that, with Ballarat Knoll workshops and Bendigo workshops. 3 works were being built. Even so, these locomotives will be all these locomotives. Some of these 125 will be built with the Stevenson generation valve gear, while others will have a Walschaerts valve gear. Neat. And that is where the Victorian Railways as you know, Walshots and Stevenson. But yeah, you can see these differences of these A2s. I mean, looking this one, and yes, this one is looking odd looking because it has a good Stevenson valve here, and but this say Walshots, not Stevenson. No, no, sorry, this a Stevenson valve here. But this one is designed to pull. This one is designed to pull passengers, but this is not designed to pull goods. Why? Because they are express passenger locomotives. Indeed, they are. Because these locomotives can pull passengers and goods. Well, in the regular use, they use the mainline expresses, or in the intrastate and interstate expresses, with a maximum speed of 70 miles an hour, and the A2s were instrumental in the acceleration of timetables. And also, the A2s ran famously in the Geelong Flyer, named train in Victoria, very first one. They make a slashing journey between Melbourne and Geelong in 90 minutes to 63 minutes, and finally into 55 minutes. Wow, that was quick looking, eh? Very, very quick. At the time, they are not improved of the introduction of original fast rail service in 2006, decade later. But some of the A2s were being using the whole special services to pull the royal trains. So, so the Prince of Wales, later King Edward VIII, and the Duke of York, later King George VI, in 1920, have visited Australia and rides a train, were pulled by some of the A2 classes. And in 1927, towards the end of their lives, the A2995 and A2996 had also a section that hold the final broad gauge and the last broad gauge Spirit of Progress in Melbourne in April 1962. But we'll talk about that later. But so, as the years went by in 1928, the A2s were being replaced by a more powerful S-class Pacifics. But however, though, during the Great Depression, the new locomotive was halted. But the A2s were still in very good use, happily, because Happily 30 was still continuing. They were still using this. And telling them apart, the A2s will be all being fitted with smoke deflectors, as you can see there. Especially during World War II years, when all they can call troop trains themselves. And indeed they are. Indeed. Because the using for like plan of these ones for the locomotive workshops they but with no, sorry about that, but with Victorian Railways decided to switch the productions of the A2s to eliminate a double-headed A2s from Melbourne to Adelaide passenger services for more power head or H class, which is Heavy Harry, what we talked about earlier, and did not come with the extra S class, but never built until Adelaide did not receive for the upgrade of H class. Even so, these even so, even so, Heavy Harry was intended to replace the A2s. See, even so, Heavy Harry was intended to replace the A2s, but it didn't do it all. However, this not look happen. Even so, the A2s were just very good working engines. But even so, late some of the A2s originally burned coal, but others were converted to oil. So, yeah, there's the same batch of the 20s. The A2s were in 10 batches, all Stevenson engines, with the same batch of 9 and 20 batch. But however, the engines 1073 and 1077, later A2973 and A2977, will be built by Battle Works, while 1078 and 1082, later A2978 and A292, will build at Bendigo. There's no there's no indication of what, but there's no indication where the other A2s have been constructed. Well, they've been based off the base of these locomotives. So yes, it plushy.
Hello.
We're talking the A2 classes ourselves. Even so, these A2 classes was just very good expresses, I think, but these A2 was just very good working locomotives. But indeed it is. As they is all working good, but they didn't replace it all. But even so, they were just very good engines themselves. Indeed, there are engines they try many hard several times of the locomotives.
Very, very interesting.
As the years went on, these A2s was about to come to an end. Already.
It's really interesting.
Yes, but some unfortunately some of the A2s will be withdrawn from service. By 1940, it wasn't until March 1946 when the first of the class, A2878, was withdrawn from service. And in 1951, a brand new R class that we talked about earlier will finally supersede the A2s. But however, no fewer than 53 A2s went to scrap, 36 following 1954. And so, the last locomotives, or the last passenger train of the Spirit of Progress, which is hauled by an A2995 and A2996, hold the distinction of hauling the last broad gauge Spirit of Progress into Melbourne on April 16th, 1962. And indeed, the last service, A2986, was the last eight to be withdrawn. And in December 1963, exactly 50 years later, after the original A2572 went into service. And, and by the 1960s, the story of the A2 classes was over. And but it wasn't the end. Not really. However, however, several of these engines have been survived. But so surprisingly, just good engines just being preserved. Totally preserved. I mean, they're very looking engines, at least. But let's start with that preservation locomotives. Take one this example. The sole surviving Stevenson A2 class, A28A4, was rescued from scrap heap and is still here at the Melbourne. It's still here at the Newport Wareham Museum. Here, however, it's not the only. However, the A is not the only one to be existed. This is another A2 class. This is A2995 being preserved. Still here at Newport Railway Museum. How it still existed. Seriously. I mean, you can't go on the real thing, but 995 was being repainted to a color red. You don't believe in India. And it
Wow.
sounds pretty good too. And there's another A2 classes, which is A2996. Where's A2996? There it is. This is A2996. It's still here, but it's been some kind of being dismantled. A2996 was still there, but still kind of was even so the ancient was going. Does it be? But however, though, one A2 class has been steamed by itself, and it is of course, yes, you guessed it, all of you. Yes, here we go. A2986, the Ornis A2 class will be steamed operational. So here with Steam Rail. And then looking at the engine,
Whoa.
it was being 100 years old at the time. And even so, these steam locomotives was being as a reminder, as a legacy of steam locomotion. So, ah, Eptomus A2995. uh,
Hello.
hey!
My ears will never financially recover from this.
What's
Oh,
happening?
nothing. It's just nothing. It's just one of my friends is just playing a prank of an ear rape again. I think what's Calm Wesley. I think that's Calm Wesley doing here. I think it's Calm Wesley doing so, eh? Well. Well, we are talk about the A2s ourselves because yes, because we're talking the A2 classes because the A2s are one of the best A2s we ever seen. But
A2995 is the best A2, fight me.
uh, I mean,
I don't care if it doesn't run
oh,
anymore, it's
sorry,
still the
yeah.
best.
Indeed, A2s were all the best friends. But sorry, not very good. Very good at all. So, we're already talk about the A2 classes. So next week, we're gonna talk about some of these more locomotives of the class. That will be the J class, the final steam locomotives built by the Victorian Railways.
Hold on, Petey, I'm gonna type something in private.
You look so tired, eh? Well, you better get some sleep right now. So thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Remember, keep on streaming. We'll see you on the next live stream. We'll see you soon.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys.